What's going on, guys, and welcome to another video. Today we are here with the full review of Dynamite. We're gonna get right into it because we know it's gonna be your home. So the Dynamite started off with Daniel Garcia and MJF in a promo. So Daniel Garcia, he was in his hometown, so he fired up. I appreciate that, talking about how he had a match with MJF and it was bad. He wasn't able to get the win, but eventually he was able to grow and get better. But MJF still was knocking him, even though he gave him a little bit of good on the edge. MJF is always good on the microphone, but they're putting MJF in a position of where he's having to build other people up, and he's the one, having to do that, and he's not really. It's not the normal MJF. The normal MJF would be pushing himself, having to prove something, you know what I mean? He doesn't have anything to prove, but in this time, I feel like he should. And they had an interesting thing where MJF, he challenged Daniel Garcia at Wembley. Now, I don't know if that's the best idea because of how what MJF would mean to Wembley, because he was in the main event last time. He was definitely able to carry a lot of things at Wembley because that was the main event, Adam Cole versus MJF at Wembley Stadium. So they need to use that wisely. I don't know if Daniel Garcia is going to be the best option. I believe it's going to be Will Ospreay versus MJF because after this, he didn't really accept the match. He was just like, because Will Ospreay then came out and challenged Daniel Garcia next week, and that basically took the spotlight from MJF because he didn't get involved after that. And after that, he just went ahead and left. He left Daniel. He said, look, just focus on the match next week. I'll see you soon, type thing. So that was, the opening segment. But then Swerve interrupted. Swerve said, so in the first segment, Will Ospreay, he told Daniel he's going to put the world title on the line as well, which we all know that Forbidden Door is this Sunday. So he was like, you already putting the title on the line. It's just like you. He said he needs to stay focused because they got a big tag team match tonight. You guys look out for that. I got the main event coming. We're not going to talk about the main event in this video. We're going to talk about it in another video. So keep that open. And he said he needs to stay focused, and that it wasn't a mindset of a champ to have your mind everywhere. You got to stay focused. So that was good. Swerve still has that nice promo ability. But I don't know what the deal is, bro. And we come back from break to a trios match. The BBC versus Ingobernables de Japón. Bryan Danielson gonna be on commentary. We got Jon Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, and Claudio Castagnoli going up against Shingo Takagi, Hiromu Takahashi, and Titan. And this was a pretty good match. I liked it. Titan got his time to shine. Shingo did. I love Shingo so much. Love him. I love the move where he go, here, here, and then he go for that big clothesline. I love Shingo. He's one of my favorites. I wish they did a lot more. They are doing a lot more because Bryan Danielson versus Shingo Takagi. We're going to see something good. That's going to be a good match. You guys keep your eyes open for that. I love that. And Titan, man, when he went to that clothesline in the corner, bro, he just flies out of the ring, and he has to do it because that's like how the move goes. But, it's weird. And Hiromu, he definitely got the speed. He got, what it takes. He got the charisma. Man, so they need to show Hiromu more. They need to give him more spotlight. I believe in that. I believe that he does. And basically this match ended where Hiromu had Wheeler in a bad position, and Jon Moxley just got mad and hit him with a chair in the back, caused the DQ. And after that, they were beating up on the De Japón, and Naito music hitting. Naito was doing his thing, coming out to the ring all slow. You know how Naito does. And he came to the ring all slow. Jon Moxley, he got tired of that. He came out to the ring, started beating him up. They fought off. Then Bryan Danielson on commentary had to come off because Shingo, he was beating up Wheeler Yuta with the elbows they usually do. The BBC elbows. Or not the BCC elbows. Let me get it right, bro. Get it right. And that was pretty much the end of that segment because they just ended up staring at each other and having mean looks on their face. So, that's where it ended. I don't know. I wish Brian Daniels. Maybe something's wrong with Brian, like maybe he hurt or something. But I don't know. They just ended that segment pretty weirdly. But after that, we went straight into the Jay White versus Ray Phoenix, and this was a good match. I love Jay White because he's more of a grounded type character. He's not gonna try to fly and do things like that. No offense against flying guys, because Ray Phoenix, he's really good. He has a move with a top rope. He be tightrope walking and kicking them in the head. That's my favorite move of Ray Phoenix. And also he does this little move where he goes to the outside, comes back in, and does a little spin kick like Malachi Black. So I really do like some things like that, but I like the grounded characters more. And I believe that they did really good in this matchup. Jay got a quick win. It was kind of competitive here. It was an Owen Hart Cup. So Jay White is definitely moving on. He had him in a fireman's carry, pushed him down. Blade Runner, beautiful. Beautiful finish. It wasn't quick, but it was, we got the idea. But crowd was hot for this one, and it was nice. Okay, so we also got Christian Cage came out afterwards, and he just stared at the Bullet Club goal. He didn't do anything. He didn't get in. Another stare down segment. I don't know. I don't know what because if they were going to plan that trios match for Forbidden Door, that's not really a good way to build it because nothing happened. You know what I mean? So we're going to see what they do with Bullet Club Gold. Probably on Collision. They probably might do something, but we're going to see. That probably was just the opening. And the House of Black is out, so because Buddy Matthews is hurt. So we're going to see what they can do with that. But heel faction versus heel faction. We're going to see how that works. But just walked off. And after that, next segment, the Young Bucks. They talked about the loss from the Acclaimed. And then they brought up how they're going to have their own wild card in the tournament to bring it home. So we're going to see who that is. I don't know. Maybe somebody from Japan. We're going to see. But as they talk about the Acclaim came out unscheduled. Like Anthony Bowens, he has a lot of fire. Max Caster, he's good. I feel like he still needs a little oomph. And that might just be because of the booking or whatever, but I still think he needs a little bit of oomph. And the surprising thing is, Billy Gunn got on the microphone after the Young Bucks and Okada came out, and we know Okada's catchphrase. He said, "Oh, scissor me, bitch." Like, I was like, okay. The man got that's his catchphrase now, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Can't really talk English, so we're gonna see where that goes in the future. But they actually called Tanahashi on the screen. Tanahashi came out on the screen, and that was cool. Like, Tanahashi was there. It's going to be the Acclaim, Max Caster, and Anthony Bowens, and Tanahashi versus Okada and the Young Bucks. And, Okada and Tanahashi have some real history, so hopefully they can make something happen in this matchup. I think it's going to be all right. They're adding a lot of matches to the card. But after that, it was the Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy, and Mark Briscoe segment. And hands down, I love these the most because Mark Briscoe makes them. Orange Cassidy, he's trying to be funny at the end, but Mark Briscoe definitely adds that fire. And it doesn't really matter what he says, it's always interesting. And that's why they should have put him on the map a long time ago, maybe face MJF for the title when he first came in, because that would have been really good. It would have been amazing. But so basically, Kyle tried to fire up. It was kind of more funny than, serious. And the same thing with Mark. It's not really serious, but it's Mark Briscoe, and he can get away with it. Kyle needs to find that energy, but keep his same, something that would be good for him. It's not good for him to take it from Mark, but just take that inspiration. And Tony Storm came out. They were going to have a trios match, 3-on-3, Mariah, and then they had Saraya with the Outcast. It was Tony Storm, Mariah, and Mina Shirakawa. Mina's pretty good. They showed a lot with her in the end where she was doing her finishers and back fists. It was pretty nice, but the overall factor was, they were fighting over what's her name? They were fighting over um, oh my God, Mariah May, excuse me. And at the end, they had a champagne toast. She's trying to get them to be friends. Gives one to Mina, one to Tony Storm. And then when she was giving Tony a little more attention, here come Mina with the doggone champagne bottle, looking to hit Tony. Tony moved out the way, boom, knocked her out. I was like, whoa! Right before the pay-per-view, it's kind of making it serious. And Mina, she didn't really, go to help her friend. She went to help, or she was mad at Tony, and Tony was really trying to help her. So we're gonna see what happens at the pay-per-view. Gonna see what's up. Mercedes Moné had a backstage promo. These need to continue. She also did a regular promo, which was all right, good, but it was still out in the arena. I think she needs to gain something. I don't know what it is, but she needs to gain something. But then we had the Chris Jericho joint. It was all right. Big Bill, he just needs to stop. We need to get Big Bill out of there. Get Big Bill out of there. But speaking of matches, it looks like we're gonna take away the trios match that was supposed to be Joe's faction versus Jericho's, and we're gonna do it Minoru Suzuki versus Chris Jericho, because they revealed that on the screen. Minoru doesn't want to fight with Jericho. He wants to fight against him for the FTW title. And I think that's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. I don't know. It's going to be a kind of a struggle match, but we're going to see what they can do. We're going to see what they can do on Sunday. But I guess that match is canceled, so we're going to have to think of something else. Joe and them came out. Joe really good on the mic. Joe said what he had to say. Jericho slapped them, and they fought the heels off, and they ran out. I guess that's the end of that. But that was pretty good. And then, Orange Cassidy was on commentary for the next matchup. It was Kyle O'Reilly versus Xavier Jr. Wonderful match. Wonderful match. They had some great wrestling. They did what they had to do. They pulled out, because this is probably one of the best matches, if I'm not, mistaken, on the card. And I think that they should look deeper into things like this, because Josh Woods, he was a really good technical wrestler and the champion before they took him, or before they took the pure title off of him. He was one of the best that I've seen. And if they put him in a scene like this, it would be so much better, and I would love it. But great match. You guys have to see it. But they basically fought over the arm the whole time, and the ending thing was Kyle just got caught in a bad arm bar, and that was it. You can't, because the arm bar, once you get put into it, that's probably an immediate, injury, and you don't want that. So you just got to go ahead and tap. And I like that story. Kyle just had to do it. He's smart. He doesn't want to get injured. He knows what to do. And it was great. It was a good match. The crowd